All right, let's talk about a job that most people get totally wrong, the lead auditor. Seriously, forget everything you think you know, because we're going to pull back the curtain and see what this role is actually all about. And trust me, it's way more strategic than you'd ever guess.
So when you hear the term lead auditor, what's the first thing that pops into your head? Is it this? Someone with a clipboard, just digging through piles of paper, looking for anything and everything that's wrong? Yeah, that's the classic stereotype, right? But honestly, that's not even half the story.
So, is that really the whole story? No way. Not even close. That whole idea of a fault finder, it completely misses the point of the job. The truth is, the role is so much more dynamic, way more strategic, and frankly, a whole lot more important.
Okay, so let's get into the strategic reality of it all, moving way beyond the simple checklist. This is where we get to the good stuff, the real heart of what a lead auditor does.
All right, here it is, the main idea, right up front. A lead auditor is really a strategic problem solver. It's a huge shift in thinking. Don't picture a referee blowing the whistle on every little foul. Instead, think of them as a coach, looking at the entire game plan, figuring out the weak spots, and helping the team build a strategy to win.
And this chart just lays it all out, plain and simple. You've got the myth on one side, the fault finder, the person who just catches mistakes. But then look at the reality on the other side. They're a strategic problem solver who drives improvement. It's not about checking documents, it's about strengthening systems. See the difference? It's a total mindset shift from just pointing out problems to actually making things better.
So, that's the what. Now let's talk about the how. How do they actually do this? Well, it boils down to a four-step process that really shows their strategic mind at work.
Okay, first up, they plan the audit. And this isn't just about making a checklist. It's about really understanding the big picture goals of the business. Next, they interview people. And this is key. It's not an interrogation. It's a conversation to get the real-world story. Then, they analyze risks, looking ahead for potential threats, not just looking back at old mistakes. And finally, and this is maybe the most important part, they influence change. Their job isn't done when the report is filed. It's done when things actually improve.
All right, let's talk mindset, because this is huge. It's all about building, not breaking. This really gets to the very core of what makes a great lead auditor tick. It's not about tearing things apart, it's about making them stronger than ever.
And you really have to get this. A truly great lead auditor doesn't get a thrill out of finding faults. They're not on a mission to catch people making mistakes.
No, their whole focus is on strengthening the systems themselves. It's totally constructive. They want to make things more robust, more efficient, and ready to handle whatever comes next.
So, what kind of person does this? What skills do you need? Well, as you can probably guess by now, it's about way more than just being good with numbers.
First off, clarity. What's the point of finding something brilliant if nobody can understand what you're saying? A great auditor has to be able to explain a super complex risk to the CEO and then turn around and talk about a process hiccup with someone on the factory floor and make perfect sense to both of them. Without that clarity, nothing gets done.
Next up is a big one, and it might actually surprise you. Empathy. Yep, empathy. See, a procedure written down in a manual is one thing, but understanding why people do things a certain way, that's everything. Being empathetic in an interview is how you discover the real challenges, the clever workarounds, all the stuff that's never written down. That's where the gold is.
And finally, they need strong judgment. An auditor is just drowning in information. Data, documents, opinions, you name it. Good judgment is what allows them to cut through all that noise, pinpoint the one or two things that really matter, and come up with a recommendation that's actually useful. It's the classic seeing the forest for the trees.
Okay, so let's put it all together. You take that strategic process, that constructive mindset, and these essential skills. What do you get? What's the real, tangible impact of what they do?
Here it is, the bottom line. The audit report isn't the finish line. It's the starting line. The whole point of the exercise is to turn observations into real, meaningful improvements. We're not talking about slapping on a Band-Aid. We're talking about lasting changes that make the whole organization stronger from the ground up.
So I'll leave you with this question to chew on. Now that you see the real power of this role, what kind of potential could a truly strategic auditor unlock for your business, or even just for your team? Just think about that for a second. And hey, if this sounds like something you'd want to learn more about either for yourself or for your team, you can check out the Lead Auditor courses over at submastery.com. Thanks so much for tuning in.